Alright guys, y'all are not going to like this video. I already know. Gonna get a bunch of hate. Doesn't really matter though, because I'm not here to make videos that everyone wants to hear. I mean, I can go out and say that an overrated running back is Melvin Gordon in Dynasty. Like, everyone's gonna have that take. Nobody, like, that's a player that you can't really get anything for. Nobody's really paying up for him because everyone has the same take. So here, this is gonna be a contrarian viewpoint that y'all are not gonna want to hear, but I mean, it has to be said. It's outrageous. I was texting Hunter about it earlier today, and that's how I even thought about making this video, because it's just something that I disagree with so much, and that is the evaluation on Nick Chubb. And man, he's being drafted as the 8th overall player in Dynasty startups right now. He's being drafted as the 8th overall player, not 8th running back. And I mean, he's an extremely talented running back, but Kareem Hunt is a restricted free agent in Cleveland. So we need to either pick a lane when it comes to our evaluation on Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, because Nick Chubb can't be drafted where he is currently going unless Kareem Hunt leaves. If Kareem Hunt leaves, then Nick Chubb is, I don't want to, he's not even a value. I mean, he's being drafted as at his ceiling. He was the running back 20 with Kareem Hunt in Cleveland, and I mean, if Kareem Hunt leaves, what pick are we pushing Nick Chubb up to? Is he going top 5? I don't think there's a chance that happens. I mean, he's sitting right between, I think, like DeAndre Hopkins and Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill. I'd rather have those 3 players are cornerstone assets. Whereas with Nick Chubb, he's a committee running back at the moment, going in the first round of startup drafts. He's not that young either. He came in as an older rookie, and he came in with a serious knee injury. I feel like I'm the only person who remembers the Nick Chubb injury scare coming into the NFL. And even during his rookie season, people were still talking about it. They were like, yeah, I mean, Nick Chubb's very talented. He's very athletic, but how long is that knee going to hold up? And now we're 2 years into his career, going on year 3. So now is when the knee should start flaring up. He's coming, like, how many years does he have left on his rookie contract? He was a second round pick, so he should have 2 years left on his rookie deal. And then with the history of his knee, I don't think the Browns are going to be really looking for a long-term investment. So we're seeing a running back that, in my opinion, I know is going to be year 3, but with his injury history, with his workload, I don't think that he's going to be able to last another 3 or 4 years. So I kind of see him as a short-term asset. And I know that's controversial, but I'm just really out on these running backs when they get near the end of their rookie contract. And Nick Chubb, he's at his peak right now. He's gone through his rookie and sophomore seasons, and now he's literally, if you look at the rookie deal, it just go up, hit that year 3, and then values down. I mean, you can write it down. But the thing is, writing it down with a player like Nick Chubb doesn't really make sense, because he doesn't have short-term upside. This was my conversation with Hunter. He kept on telling me, well, Nick Chubb can still be an RB1 with Kareem Hunt in Cleveland. And I completely agree. I think Nick Chubb can be an RB1. I know, like I said before, he was the running back 20 in Cleveland, with Kareem Hunt there in points per game. So I think he has more upside than that, obviously. What's he going to be, though? RB9? RB12? And he's being drafted as the 8th overall player? I mean, he just has no upside with Kareem Hunt there. And we can look in a world where Kareem Hunt leaves, but the problem with this is where I kind of get to pick a lane. Kareem Hunt is being valued as if he's a committee back in Cleveland right now. I just drafted him in, I believe, the 8th round of a Dynasty startup. Now, if he's going to be going in the 8th round of these startups, that evaluation is kind of his floor. That's kind of saying he's going to be stuck in Cleveland for another year before he can leave. So if we're valuing him as if he's staying in Cleveland, why are we valuing Nick Chubb as if Kareem Hunt's leaving? So I think just as the Dynasty community, like, if you go around leagues, like looking for trades, like looking at just where Nick Chubb's going, looking at what he's going for, same thing with Kareem Hunt, it just doesn't really make sense. Because if Kareem Hunt is assumed to leave Cleveland, his possible landing spots, I mean, Houston, Seattle, Patriots, there are a ton. I mean, he has a couple bad spots like the Dolphins, But a lot of these RB needy teams are great landing spots, and everyone would be extremely, extremely excited to see him go there. And so, say he does leave, right? What is that going to do to Nick Chubb's value? Like I said earlier, I don't think it moves. I don't think he can go higher than 8th overall player. Maybe he scoots up a spot or two, maybe jumps DeAndre Hopkins. But with Kareem Hunt, that value will explode. Say Kareem Hunt, the Browns trade the rights of Kareem Hunt to the Texans for just, say, a 3rd-round pick. Who knows? I mean, where's Kareem Hunt going in startups then? He's going to be a 3rd-round startup pick. His value is going to skyrocket. It's going to just, throughout the offseason, it will just exponentially increase. So basically, I'm saying in this video, I think that Kareem Hunt is either a massive value right now, or Nick Chubb is the worst pick in Dynasty Fantasy Football. You cannot take this running back in the 1st round of startup drafts. I know he's in a range where he's probably the best running back on the board. I looked at ADP. There aren't that many running backs I would rather have ahead of him. But the pivots you can make off of him, I mean, you can get Josh Jacobs plus, Miles Sanders plus. You can get him in the same range as Alvin Kamara and Joe Mixon. I would rather have any of those players over Nick Chubb, and it's not necessarily close either. I mean, if I can get Josh Jacobs and say, I don't know, an early 2nd round Superflex pick, that's a move I'm making 100% of the time, because you're really pivoting off a committee running back, at least a perceived committee running back. He does have the potential to be a workhorse back for a known workhorse and a known running back that's going to get the volume, and you're getting something on top of it. It's ridiculous. It's not like this Browns offense is like the Chiefs. It's not like they're like the Ravens. They're not going to put up the massive volume that we would expect from a committee running back in this range. That's the only reason Alvin Kamara has gotten away with providing value on his pick for the last couple of years, just because that Saints offense is phenomenal. So he doesn't have to go out there and receive a massive workload, because he's going to be extremely efficient in one of the best offenses in the league. So let me give y'all some actionable trades that I would actually make with Nick Chubb. If I don't have Nick Chubb on any of my teams, obviously I would have moved him already. But this is kind of hot takey. I would rather have in a Superflex league, the rookie 101 pick than Nick Chubb, because we can look at the options with this pick. One, right now, the pick is assumed to be Joe Burrow. Worst case scenario, you're picking Joe Burrow, who is going to slide into, I think, automatically in that early 3rd, late 2nd round range of Superflex startup drafts right away. He shows anything his rookie year. We see exactly what happened with Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray, both quarterbacks who went 101, and their values both. Obviously, we saw how it played out with Baker. His value ended up tanking after his sophomore year, but after his rookie year, they were both top. I mean, they're 1st round startup picks now. I mean, I'll take Kyler Murray at the 1-2 turn in a startup every single time. And I think we can see something similar with Joe Burrow, who's going into a phenomenal situation. But even if the pick isn't Joe Burrow, let's look at the other possibilities. We have 3 running backs, in my opinion, that are clearly ahead of the rest. We have J.K. Dobbins, DeAndre Swift, and Jonathan Taylor. Now, I don't think that none of these running backs are as talented as Nick Chubb. I'm going to put that out there. I think Nick Chubb is a phenomenal talent, but we're just looking at situations and fantasy points. I don't really care about how I'm not building a real football team, you know? I'm looking at the players who I think are going to provide value and score fantasy points for my team where I get them. And I think that any of these 3 running backs, if they land in the right spot, they could be more valuable than Nick Chubb. I don't know if people will realize that and people will actually make that evaluation, which is why you can have the rookie 101 instead of Nick Chubb. I mean, I know it's like, I mean, I never hear anybody saying this. Like, that's why it just kind of annoys me. And that's why I think Nick Chubb being drafted in the 1st round of startup drafts is horrendous. Give me the Superflex 101 pick. Honestly, give me a DJ Moore in a late 1st. Even I would take DJ Moore straight up over Nick Chubb. And if you're in a startup and you're thinking about drafting Nick Chubb in the first, just trade back. Please do it. If you don't see any other running backs you want at that range, trade back around. Instead of taking him at 108, go to 208 and hope that a Miles Sanders falls to you there, and then try to pick up a rookie first. I mean, there's so many good pivots that you can make off in that range other than spending premium draft capital on a committee running back on a bad team. If you hate the video, go down, leave a comment. Tell me why I'm wrong. I would love to hear why I'm wrong. If you like the video, make sure you like the video on YouTube and subscribe. Have a great day, guys.